Hello everyone, Rev Deanna Cox here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And to those of you who celebrate Ukrainian Christmas, we will continue to wait with you until January 6th, Christmas Eve. Yes, I'm back home after Christmas with my family at our family farm. And for those of you who missed our Christmas Eve service, either in person or online, we will be uploading it to our YouTube channel today. And so I invite you to check out our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and put in DKR United, you will find us. And like I said, I will upload the Christmas Eve service there today. There's no in-person service on January 1st, being New Year's Day, and we will be starting January 8th with in-person services, and a reminder that the worship times change on the 8th. It'll be 9 a.m. in Killam and 11 a.m. in Daysland and Roseland. And on the Sundays that it's in Roseland, like January the 15th, they serve a soup, kind of a light lunch after worship. So if you're nearby, come and join us for worship and for lunch after in Daysland. So I want to think today at our midweek reflection, do a little bit of looking back and looking forward, seeing as we're not having in-person worship on the 1st, and Christmas Eve kind of goes by in a blur. It's kind of nice to keep reflecting on that a little bit. And so as we think of the innkeeper in the story on Christmas Eve, and Mary and Joseph went to Bethlehem to be counted, and there were no rooms at the inn. And I think of the innkeeper who had no rooms, but knew that chances are no one else in the whole of Bethlehem had rooms either. And so seeing the desperation in Mary and Joseph, for whatever reason, they decided to offer what little they had in offering them their barn as a place of shelter. And it made me think of having driven home last night in this blowing snowy weather, thinking of all the travel delays that have happened over Christmas, and how many actually probably got a taste of the no room at the inn kind of sensation that Mary and Joseph encountered, as well as the deep gratitude that comes with a simple offer of hospitality. As I was writing about this, I was thinking about, well, first of all, I'm reminded of how extremely lucky we were that James got home for Christmas. His flight landed on Tuesday night, and probably was one of the last kind of flights to actually function as they were supposed to. And so as a mom who was waiting for their son to come home, or their child, I deeply appreciated the fact that he was able to make it home. And I have to admit that I took that for granted until, as I was hearing more and more stories about travel plans being canceled, it was like, I was extremely lucky to be able to get him home. And so, but when we were waiting for him in the airport, there were lots of people waiting for flights that had been canceled. And just the simple act, there was one family group that had got something to eat and were looking for a place that they could sit down. And you know how people do, they kind of space out, and so there were 2 chairs here and 2 chairs there, but some people got up and moved down so that there were a set of chairs together so that they could sit together and eat. And as a parent who's trying to keep track of your children, that would be something that you'd be very grateful for, to not have to have your attention divided in an already stressful time. And that simple act of moving down, of recognizing a need and moving down, would have been huge to them. And I myself was able to share a little bit of what I think of as hospitality. We were meeting at an event, and one of our party got lost, and they called to get directions, and rather than just saying, okay, you're on your way, you should be good, and hanging up, we talked with each other until they arrived. And that act of being able to acknowledge and recognize that they might be really nervous on winter roads in a strange area, and just to keep talking to them so that they know they're not alone. These are really simple things that we can do to share love and grace and hospitality with each other, not just at Christmas, but the whole year through. And so, just like our fancy wrappings on our presents don't last very long, the Holy Family didn't have very long to bask in the hospitality of the innkeeper or the joy of the shepherds visiting, because word came to them that King Herod was seeking to destroy their newborn joy. And so they were given word that they should flee to Egypt. Now, folks, we know that there are many in our world who sadly live out this story of fleeing every day as they flee from violence, hunger, mental trauma, discrimination, you name it. And so as I was thinking about that, and it really kind of hit me this year how the Christ child came to remind us that true power is in our ability to be vulnerable and to reach out, to draw out love and grace in each other. And it's that power of love and grace and vulnerability is far more than any might or weapons. And so perhaps with no room at the inn and their need to flee to Egypt, these pieces of the story are reminders of the power of hospitality and welcome that we each possess, and the amazing transformation, as I saw for that family in the airport, that amazing transformation that simple hospitality has to offer. So as we look back over our Christmas celebrations, or perhaps we're still in the midst of them, and as we look forward to the coming of the new year, and as our Angels Among Us theme is kind of coming to a close, may we center our hearts on hospitality, love, and grace. May we reflect on how we have been hosted this year or this Christmas, and how we can host and show love and hospitality to others. May we take with us into the new year the power of love and grace and the joy of hospitality. May we seek out ways that we can share these gifts in our lives, in our communities, and in our world. And so that's my midweek reflection for this Wednesday in between Christmas and New Year's. And I hope you are all well and safe and warm, and that you reach out to those who may not be well and safe and warm, and that we listen, be receptive to the needs in our community, and respond with love and grace and hospitality. I invite you to, if you catch these midweek reflections on YouTube, or even if you don't, to find our YouTube channel, DKR United, and click the red subscribe button. That will help us be able to streamline our service a little bit. And also, if you find these midweek reflections meaningful and helpful to you, then we invite you to consider supporting our ministry in financial ways. And you can reach out and we'll let you know how to make that happen. So friends, take care. Have a safe and happy new year. And we will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.